1650 AM CJRS, Radio Shalom Montreal. Call now, 514-738-4100, extension 200.
And the hour always goes by quicker when you come in 10 minutes late.
You're listening to the Howie Silbiger Show, live on 1650 AM CJRS, Radio Shalom Montreal. Call now, 514-738-4100, extension 200.
And the hour always goes by quicker when you come in 10 minutes late. I'm Howie Silbiger. This is hour number 2 of the Howie Silbiger Show here on 1650 AM. Radio Shalom Montreal. The lines, of course, are always open. 514-738-4100, extension 200. That's 514-738-4100, extension 200. After 7:30, feel free to call in about anything at all that you want to talk about, whatever's on your mind. After 7:30, you can call in. We'll chat. Rabbi Shlomo Man.
Yes, Howie.
If you decide to fly in the near future, I know you haven't flown in a while, but if you decide to fly in the near future, would this naked scanner thing bother you?
No, I show off my abs.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, that's what one of the other news stations was saying. You know, for those of you who are flabby, time to go to the gym.
No, I exercise. Show off the biceps, the six-pack.
The whole Jewish concept of modesty just escaped you, doesn't it?
Well, listen, you gotta, when you're stuck, you gotta have to adjust your attitude,
So
if I had a choice, they wouldn't have it. If I had a choice, they wouldn't have this kind. They wouldn't need this kind of scanning. But I don't, so gotta,
look
for the positive.
All right. So the positive is you get to show off your hard work, your abs.
That's it.
All right. It works for me if it works for you. You are the rabbi.
Hey, listen, you got to deal with what you're going to deal with. Talking about rabbis and rabbinical stuff, I saw an interesting headline.
Yeah.
As I, go over the headlines preparing for the show for 12 hours a day.
I know. That's all you do all day.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So
it's amazing for a volunteer position how dedicated you are.
That's it. Even when I was in the dentist chair today with all those drilling and things going on, I was just thinking about the show.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, here's the headline. Knesset member from Shas, Rabbi Chaim Amsalem, is quoted as saying conversions cannot be canceled. He was the former chief Sephardic rabbi of Geneva.
Now, who's been canceling conversions that he has to come out and say that they can't be canceled?
Well, there's been a whole controversy. I don't know if we've covered it in the show.
No, we haven't. So let's talk about it.
One of the things we should have covered.
Yeah.
Well, for the last few years. Well, someday we spoke about the conversion scandal in New York.
Right.
Well, should I say a scandal stretching from Houston to New York?
Right, yeah.
Because the woman involved was from Houston.
Right, that's the Troper scandal, right?
That's right.
Okay, I was listening to some of the audio on YouTube the other day.
Yeah, the next day I also...
I went on to YouTube. It's not as dirty as I thought it would be.
You listened to all 5?
No, I only listened to the first 3.
I listened to all 5.
I guess it got worse as time went on.
No. The truth is, those videos, those audios, they're only audios.
Yeah.
Those audios themselves, if you can make out all the speech, which is not always clear.
Right.
They're not that extremely graphic.
No, but
they make it very clear that there's a serious problem here, and that he's been having liaisons with some other woman, meaning other than his wife.
Right.
There's enough there that makes it pretty clear what's going on. Now, of course, we're not a court of law here. Maybe someone's going to argue these were all doctored and created somehow, but I think that's going to be hard to say, especially when he resigned pretty quickly once the whole thing, came out.
Once the audio went onto YouTube, he resigned about 10 minutes later. So that was pretty much it, right?
Right. So
for personal reasons too, on top of it all.
Oh, it sounds personal to me.
Yeah, really.
I think that stuff's personal, even if I don't mind showing off my abs in the scanner. I mean, some things are personal. Hey.
Okay. Now I'm starting to feel I'm really starting to feel that we'll get back to the conversion issue in a sec, right?
Yeah, sure.
But I'm really starting to feel that the Jewish community now is starting to take on this this little bit of the non-Jewish community when it comes to voyeurism, right? So when we look at websites like TMZ and all these media, all these entertainment websites.
What's TMZ? I don't know.
It's these crazy entertainment websites where they have these stalker photographers running around chasing people and taking pictures of them and doing everyday life, right?
Wait, so photographers take picture of regular people?
No, celebrities.
Oh, so they take pictures of celebrities just going about their daily life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And try to find them doing something stupid, and then they put it onto the web, right?
Right.
So, so when you think about this kind of philosophy, this world philosophy, because these sites are visited by millions and millions of people and make millions and millions of dollars, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you start looking now at the Jewish world.
Yeah. We're boring, huh?
Well, not anymore.
Oh, yeah, not that boring. Well, with the scandals, you mean?
I mean, scandal after scandal. We had people laundering. You could write soap operas about this. We had You had rabbis laundering organs, right? You had rabbis laundering money. You had rabbis with sex scandals. You had a rabbi who murdered his wife in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, just a couple of years ago. A rabbi murdered his wife. It was huge news for months and months and months, right?
Howie,
you have rabbis in Montreal who gave up on Judaism and decided to side with the Y, opening on Shabbos. It's like a soap opera. It's unbelievable.
Well, Howie, the thing about media today and communications today is you can have one event happen, and it's like it happened in your backyard. So you have, let's say, take a country, United States, right? It has 350 million people, give or take.
Yeah.
You're going to have 3 events, and it's going to cap like it happened in your backyard. But those 3 events, it's 1 out of 100 million people.
So it's just like airline terrorism.
Right. 1 plane out of tens of thousands. You think, oh, every plane's getting, attacked.
And suddenly Canada's spending millions of dollars putting in this naked scanning machine.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So with the way the media works today and communications, everything feels like it's happening in your backyard when it could be 1 out of 100 million.
Right. So back to conversions.
Oh, yeah. So this whole controversy, besides the scandal in New York, there's a whole... It's related, though.
It's always related.
Because that organization in New York was trying to, at certain points, was trying to discredit other organizations and trying to say our conversions are okay, your conversions are not okay. And a whole big fight about it in the United States and in Israel. I'm sure everywhere they've had fights about this, almost everywhere. And in Israel it was in the headlines because one rabbi wanted to undo conversions by another rabbi. We spoke about it once when it was in the news. It was Druckmann, Rabbi Druckmann. Somebody wanted to cancel Druckmann's conversions. I don't know what. So it's a hot topic in Israel. It's in the Israel news at least once a week. And of course, there's new cases every couple of weeks, so it's in the news at least every week. And now we have a person, a Shas Knesset member, right? Shas considered to be an ultra-Orthodox party. And this person was a rabbi of a city. He was a Sephardic rabbi in Geneva, chief Sephardic rabbi in Geneva. And he just did a whole research and published a book saying that it's the wrong, I quote you the article here, it's the wrong approach to stopping fictitious conversions. I'm quoting him from this article in the Arutz Sheva. We should be bringing new immigrants whose Jewish roots are questionable closer, he said. I'll read you the thing. It's 1 paragraph. Rabbi Amslam said that recent discussions on the matter in the Knesset Constitutional Committee had prompted him to do research on the traditional Jewish approach to converts. The fruit of that research is a new book he has written, which discusses the attitude of the great sages of the past to conversion. It shows that and I'm quoting, here the article is quoting him directly, a conversion made by a proper Jewish court cannot be cancelled, even if it turns out that the convert did not fulfill Jewish law properly. Rabbi Amslam said that conversions made by rabbinical courts headed by Rabbi Chaim Druckmann, which several Haredi rabbis sought to cancel, could not be revoked based on traditional Jewish sources. Now, this is 1 paragraph of a long debate, so obviously I'm sure there's other sides to the argument, other views to the argument, but it's significant that here is a Knesset member who is a rabbi, who is a chief Sephardic rabbi of a city in Geneva, and who's a Knesset member from what's considered a ultra-Orthodox party. So it's interesting to see how this discussion goes.
But we have to remember that before his life imploded, Rabbi Troper
was arguing to cancel the conversions by Druckmann because he felt they weren't being stringent enough.
No. What he was arguing was that there should be a standardized level stringency level when it comes to conversions. And I think he's right. There should be some kind of a benchmark that a certain amount of work has to be done in order to receive an Orthodox conversion.
Yeah, well, I don't think anybody would disagree with that. I don't think that.
But there were huge fights. There were huge battles for years already.
Yeah, but it's not
about
over
this
that.
topic.
First of all, if you want to say a standardized benchmark, so the question is, what is that standardized benchmark?
Well, that's what the fight's about.
And then the second question is, what about? There's a second issue. What about afterwards?
Right.
Because there was a case with this person from New York where he canceled a woman's conversion because she wore pants. A few months after she converted, she was seen in pants, so he canceled her conversion.
Now, how could you just cancel somebody's conversion? What,
I
now
don't
you're
know.
Jewish, now you're not? I mean, it doesn't work like that.
I don't know how it works. When I used to have a little bit of dealings in this field, and I went to different conferences and lectures, I had heard that if the person has been converted, I heard what this Shas Knesset member said. If a person had converted in front of a proper Beis Din, or kosher Orthodox Beis Din, after that conversion is done, the person's Jewish, and even if they eventually go, they're not observant, they're still Jewish. Now, I remember also seeing, of course, there's a famous tshuva from Moshe Feinstein where he says, if a person converted and then later goes away from conversion, from Torah observance, he's kind of showing retroactively that he was not sincere at the time of conversion. So then that gets to be a whole complicated issue. However, nonetheless, when I had gone to conferences, certainly well after this tshuva was well published and known, and people asked about this, the rabbis in charge, who were serious black hat rabbis, said that yes, there's such a tshuva, there's such an idea, but generally that's not what's followed.
Now, locally, how stringent are the conversions locally?
Well,
There's three different councils doing conversions here in Montreal.
three.
You have the Conservative Council, Conservative Reform Council. You have the Modern Orthodox Council, and then you have the Vadarabbanim.
Vadair.
Yeah.
Right. So I know about.
So there's three different councils doing conversions. So
Well, I think we're talking here about this Knesset member. We're speaking strictly about Orthodox conversions. And this whole dispute in Israel is at the
okay,
moment.
so we can forget about the Council of Conservative and Reform Rabbis,
Yeah.
but you have two Orthodox councils doing conversions: a
That's
Modern
right.
Orthodox Council,
Yeah.
who are heretics according to Aguda, and the and the Vadarabbanim doing
Vadair, yeah.
the Vadair doing conversions.
Yeah, well, traditionally, places had many people doing conversions. If you go to New York, you'll find many places doing conversions. Many different rabbis, many different organizations. So it's nothing new.
But is it not unusual to have different groups doing conversions? And what kind of stringency? What kind of level of conversion? What's the benchmark for both these groups? Is one higher than the other, or are they equal?
That's a great question. We have to see if they would be willing to come and talk about it. Because, you'd really need an insider to say, and I'm not an insider into either of those groups, so I can't say. There's certain halachas, and I'm sure that everyone's trying to keep the halachas. The problem, of course, is sometimes there's areas that are not explicit in halacha or traditions, and so there might be differences of opinions on those issues.
Now, people who convert with a certain way of converting, right?
Yeah.
Do they run into problems later on in life if they have Orthodox conversions? Apparently they do, because, these conversions could be canceled or not recognized, or
Right, so
even if they were converted by an Orthodox rabbi.
Well, all right, this is a new thing. I don't remember, this is a thing I only remember hearing for the last few years, of there being this movement, because you could say it's a movement. This movement to annul conversions is a recent thing. I haven't heard this in the past. And so it seems like a new thing. And so I don't know what the whole intention here is. In Israel, the issue was about when they brought all these Russian immigrants, a certain percentage of them, a certain percentage were not Jewish, and so they didn't know what to do. Now they had this influx of, many, many non-Jewish people, and then some of them wanted, but then some of them wanted to be Jewish, or had a connection to Judaism, something, and they didn't know how to deal with it.